Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. It's the end of the week, so my loyal viewers know what that means. That's right, it's dopamine time, baby. A routine on this channel where we go over anime-related news and stories from the past week in a desperate search for serotonin. And this week, filled to the brim with bangers, we got everything from the resignation of Crunchyroll's current CEO, to a new gender-bending anime announcement, to an update on the Twitch Vtuber tag situation, to some news regarding the continuing downward spiral of Netflix, to some newly announced anime, to an update on the Ayakashi Triangle series, to our final story, which is quite possibly the greatest manga recommendation of all time. As you can see, we've got a lot of ground to cover today, so without further ado, let's jump into this weekly rundown. First up, big news coming out of Crunchyroll. Sony recently announced that Colin Decker, the current CEO of Crunchyroll, will be leaving the company. Crunchyroll's chief operating officer and Funimation's longtime COO, Rahul Purini, will become the company's new president. Now, when large mergers are implemented, leadership is commonly shifted around, but at the end of the day, this is the new CEO of Crunchyroll. How much control he has is probably up to Sony, but just know, the shortcomings of Crunchyroll will all trace back to this new face. Heavy weighs the crown, am I right? But for our next story, I have some crazy news. We are getting the Genderbender brother-sister anime. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister, the gender-bending slice-of-life manga, will be receiving an anime adaptation. Here's the iconic description. Mahiro Oyama was just a normal, erotic, game-loving dude, until he woke up one morning as a woman. Turns out his mad scientist little sister tried out one of her new experiments on him, with a disastrous outcome, as far as she's concerned. But Mihari is as determined to study him as he is determined to go back to his shut-in, game-playing life. And one thing's for sure, life's about to get a whole lot weirder from here on out. Now, if you're cynical like me, this fun concept is a prime candidate for Twitter cancellation. It's not really a matter of if, but when. How Twitter plays mental gymnastics to be offended by this series is something we'll have to wait and see. But it's a fun manga series, and while the anime may have been unexpected, it's one that is sure to be a wild ride. No release date for this one as of yet. Next up, we have an update on the recent and ongoing controversy involving Twitch. For the past week or so, VTubers have been calling out Twitch streamers like this, who have been misusing the VTuber tag to increase their viewership. Now keep in mind, the misuse of tags is a bannable offense and goes directly against rules stated in Twitch's terms of service, and the consequences are noticeable. Just search up the VTuber tag on Twitch and the results will yield many streamers that don't use VTuber models at all. Now, many VTubers are understandably upset about this tag misuse, leading to this post that hoped to bring more attention regarding the situation to Twitch's admins. Unfortunately, after thousands of upvotes supporting the post, its author was met with this response from Twitch. Our goal is to have more to share with you about the tags feature later this year. Later this year? Twitch, it's April. How long does it take to understand a situation like this? This is very cut and dry. Either they're a VTuber using the tag, or not. But don't worry, while we couldn't get a reaction out of Twitch, we could get a reaction out of XQC, one of Twitch's biggest streamers, and one of the site's most notorious misusers of the VTuber tag.
English? VTuber? Yeah, I'm a VTuber. Yeah, I'm a VTuber. What about it? Hey, yo, this is a message to you guys, VTubers. What gives you the right? What gives you the right? So that I'm not a VTuber. I identify as a VTuber. I put it in my tags because I want to, and I think I am a VTuber. What? This is something bad?
So in case you didn't catch the reference there that was about as subtle as a shotgun blast to the face, XQC is juxtaposing the misuse of the VTuber tag with gender identity. For a millionaire that can purchase any VTuber model he wants, even for shits and gigs, it's pretty pathetic to see someone like him resort to this nonsense. People like him will say it's not a big deal to misuse the tag, but you know what else isn't a big deal? Properly tagging your stream. Because if you think it's okay for streamers to misuse this tag, guess what? That means it's okay to misuse every other tag on that site. And without much thinking or foresight, a reasonable person can see why that's a bad idea. But for now, that's the situation. If there's any further updates, I'll let you guys know. Next up, we got some news regarding Netflix. Recently, Netflix was doing everything in their power to find new and innovative ways to sabotage their own business. Over the past few months, we've seen Netflix introduce yet another price increase, absolutely drop the ball with their long-awaited live-action adaptations of series like Cowboy Bebop, expressing their intent to crack down on password sharing between households, and only a few days ago, announced they plan to add the one thing that has separated them from a lot of other streaming services, an ad-based subscription plan. Netflix will now offer cheaper membership options for subscribers by introducing advertisements. Note that it's not free, it's just a cheaper version with ads integrated into the plan. And I think this move shows how desperate Netflix is getting. According to sources, Netflix has lost 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter and expects to lose another 2 million in quarter 2. Yeah, I have to say, I don't feel bad for them at all. I think we're going to see a lot of changes and productions being cut over the coming months as Netflix continues to spiral. Next up, another anime announcement. This time it's the light novel series The Unwanted Undead Adventurer getting an anime adaptation. Now, I know a lot of you guys enjoy the adventurer type stories, and this dark fantasy series is about an adventurer who becomes undead and is now searching for a way to go back to a more human form. It's definitely more of a slow burn kind of a story, but one that many have enjoyed over the past few years. No official release date for that anime as of yet. Next up, I have an update regarding the Ayakashi Triangle manga series. Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump revealed earlier this week that the manga will be moving from the magazine to the Shonen Jump Plus app, starting with its next chapter that is set to launch tomorrow on April 25th. This is important because over the past several months, new chapters of this manga have been censored or outright removed through Viz Media, its current distributor. The idea is that finally, with Viz out of the picture, needless and unexplained removal of chapters with risque content that subs are paying for, by the way, will be a thing of the past. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see how this series is handled in its new home. And now, we've reached the final story for this week. Ending on a light note, I'm going to show you the best packaged manga recommendation of all time. Now, for those who don't know, Barnes & Noble actually has a pretty respectable manga collection, and one of their practices is to put reviews and recommendations from employees in front of certain copies. This tweet went viral recently, which included a recommendation for the erotic manga titled Dick Fight Island. It states, "The absolute peak of storytelling. It is a spellbinding tale of warriors battling for supremacy with their girthy sabers. The art is beautiful enough to leave a man screaming in ecstasy. 11 out of 10. Would ride the dick fight again. Squidward approved." Which, by the way, an absolutely captivating review. And yes, this series is exactly what it sounds like. The characters fight with their dangalangs, but perhaps surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, many consider this series to be a hidden gem and find it quite enjoyable actually. But anyways, that's going to do it for this weekly rundown. I appreciate you guys hanging in there for this video, since it was a bit longer due to a lot of news to cover. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe for more daily videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.